Dynamic parameters is the next one. Okay, let's see what that means. If we go to Tableau Desktop once more, and I'm no longer using these data sets, but I'm going to take a look at the sales per employee. What's in the sales per employee? It's a very simple dummy data set that takes a look at a few people of our company, a date, and the sales. This is a typical random calculation that just gives me some numbers, nothing special. Let's see if I add this data set in Tableau. Okay. Sales per employee. Sheet 6. Okay. I see a date. Let's create a simple line chart. By using the show me, I quickly get my line chart on a day level. Of course, at this point, I'm looking at a line chart across all of my salespeople. So I would like to get a line per person. Oof, this is not really usable, visible, or understandable. So let's make it a bit more clear and again, give our users, our end users, some input. I want to make sure that the end user can select a name. And from the moment this person selected the name, that line should be highlighted in a different color, for example. Let's try to create that one. Create parameter, because I would like to create an input. Select person. The data type is a string. I would like them to choose from a list of values. And this list of values comes from a specific field. This field is called name. As you can see on the left side here in my screen, in the data pane, we see I have 3 data sets. These 3 are listed here. And I, of course, want to go for the name column that I have in my sales per employee data set. Now we have this interesting new option that's called when the workbook opens. For the ones who've worked with parameters before, they were always static. So that means that what if tomorrow there's a new employee that I add to my Excel file? Well, this parameter would never update automatically. You always have to edit the parameter, manually add the value, or refresh manually what's in the underlying column. And only at that point, you will see this new name popping up in this parameter. That's way too much effort. What would you do if you have more than 100 workbooks on your Tableau server and you all have to update their parameters? It'd be a lot of time and quite useless to do it in that way. That's why, thanks to dynamic parameters, we can now choose that when the workbook opens, take a look at the name that you find in this data set. So only when the workbook opens. So I don't expect when I now go and update my Excel file that it's automatically popping up in here. No, I'll have to close and open my workbook. If I click on OK, you'll see if I show my parameter control on the right side, I have these different people available, but you'll see, as before with our buffer calculation, this is still an empty box. An empty box that's not really doing anything. So I first have to manipulate a specific element in Tableau. Is someone in the chat? Okay. So I have to do something with this input. Let's create a calculated field that says highlight person. If what's in the select person parameter equals the name of someone in my dimension, it will give me the value true, otherwise false. So by using this calculation, I'm actually creating what's called a Boolean, always in, out, true, false, 1, 0. Those kind of elements are called a Boolean. If I click on OK, I drag it to color. Okay, I now see that I have true, false. Let's do something with this. Color, edit colors, and make sure my false is more grayish. Let's also drag this on size, switch it around, and this could be a quite a good tip, because now I see I wanted my orange line to be a bit bigger than all of the other lines. So it's wrong, something went wrong. So I would like to edit the size. But if I click on size, there's no option called edit. If you click on apologies, if you click on color, here you have edit colors. Size, you don't have edit size. Tableau, for some reason, has hidden this by only double clicking on your size legend. You get this edit sizes box that's not available by clicking on the sizes mark. Let's reverse them. Okay, that's a bit better. It's a bit too much. So that just pops out a bit more and it's a bit bigger than my other lines. Okay, cool. So now I have my different persons. Okay, that works quite well, but it's of course all about the dynamic parameter. So let's make sure that if I save this, desktop, test. Okay, I saved it as a test. Let's close it down. Let's go to my sales per employee. Who was the last person that put something in the chat? Pavel. Let's add. Few times. Random dates. Okay, so my underlying data set has been updated. I'm saving my Excel. I'm going back to my test workbook. And is available as well in our dataset or in our parameter. That is what a dynamic parameter does for us. It seems a bit silly, but it's something that's really welcome after a number of years of not being able to do this automatically. So thanks to dynamic parameters, you can easily update what values are in there and available for you to use. That's what the new dynamic parameters will help you with.